The iconic Royal Enfield Bullet is back. Now in 2023, the Bullet 350 gets its 4th generation engine in India. Though the design is inimitably Bullet, it has become quite close in appearance and pricing to the Royal Enfield Classic 350.
So meet the new Royal Enfield Bullet 350. It's been updated and gets the same J-series engine and dual cradle frame shared with the Classic 350 and the Meteor 350. The Classic with the J-series has been around for 2 years now and the Meteor almost 3 years. Finally, the Bullet 350 gets the same J-series refined engine. Now, before we talk any more about the new Bullet 350, may I request you to please subscribe to the Car and Bike channel if you haven't yet and hit that bell icon so that you get notified whenever we bring you a new video from the world of cars and bikes.
The Bullet name is synonymous with the Royal Enfield brand itself in India and is an iconic and legendary model in Indian motorcycling history. It's a model which is as much a part of culture and tradition, winning the hearts of generations of Bullet lovers. And the Bullet name has been in production for over 90 years in Royal Enfield's history.
First, let's go back in history and look at the Royal Enfield brand and the Bullet model in particular. Now, the Royal Enfield brand was a British origin brand which was started in 1901, and in 1955 Madras Motors started assembling the Bullet 350 in India. By 1967, Madras Motors India started manufacturing the first Bullet 350s in India and started supplying to the Indian Army. By 1994, the Eicher Motors Group, the brand which is owned by the parent company, now acquired Royal Enfield, and the rest is history. But the Bullet is a significant model in Royal Enfield's history, even in modern history under Eicher Motors ownership. This model has been in continuous production since 1932, going through a lot of changes, engine changes. In the Indian context, the Bullet 350 was manufactured with a cast iron right hand side gear shift pushrod engine till the late 1990s. After which the AVL engine was introduced. Now, over the past decade or so, Royal Enfield introduced a new unit construction engine with an integrated gearbox, but this one, the J-series, does not get a push rod. It gets a timing chain and it gets a single overhead cam. The refinement levels have improved, we'll talk all about that, but it's a significant model because it was the backbone of Royal Enfield's fortunes in India, the Bullet 350. In fact, over the years, the name Enfield was not so widely known as the Bullet. In fact, the model Bullet echoed with the Royal Enfield brand itself. So that's the importance of the Bullet 350. And the new Bullet will not just be sold in India, but it will be sold across the world like all of Royal Enfield's models. That's the new Bullet 350 and that's the one we're riding today. Let's go ride it and see what it's all about.
The Bullet 350 is all about laid-back, easy riding. The engine isn't one that likes being revved, and it will chug along at 40 km per hour in 5th gear. And for those inclined towards slightly longer journeys, the Bullet's sweet spot is between 85 and 95 km per hour, although it will hit a top speed of over 115 km per hour. As long as you accept the Bullet for its relaxed, easygoing character, it will not disappoint. After all, an enjoyable outing on a motorcycle isn't always about backslapping performance and acceleration. The ride quality is plush, and over broken road surfaces, the Bullet 350 remains planted and sure-footed. The strong torque of the engine and the signature thump from the exhaust retains the magic.
The new Bullet 350 has certainly become mechanically far more superior than the UC engine that you've seen so far with the new J-series platform. And it gives you a different flavor compared to the Classic 350 with the iconic badges, the gold pinstriping and all that. It retains that original Bullet character. But that means it's also become more expensive than before. If you look at the base variant, it's about 20,000 rupees difference between the Classic base variant with single channel ABS. But when you look at the top spec variant, this one, the black gold with a matte finished black color and the copper gold pinstriping, this one is very close to the Classic 350 top spec variant with only about a 8,000 rupee difference. But when you look at the standard model of the Bullet, the new Bullet with dual channel ABS, that is more or less in line with the classic 350. Yes, same engine, same chassis, more or less the same bike with slight ergonomic changes, but it gives you a different flavor, and the new Bullet will be sold across the world, so it will have its task cut out to establish the Bullet brand once again across the world.
Visually, the only minor differences with the Classic are the badges, the design of the battery and airbox covers, and a single-piece seat. The handlebar is slightly different as well, although the instrument console is more or less the same as the Classic 350. Towards the tail section, the rear fender design is different, as is the tail light housing, giving the Bullet a slightly different visual flavor.
So, is it as good as it looks? Yes, overall the Bullet has improved so much. It still has that lazy thump and relaxed riding performance. It's not a performance-oriented bike. The character is retained, the thump is retained. But yes, in 2023, some things could have been better. The build quality could have been slightly better in my opinion. There are welds on the frame which could have been better finished. The wirings could have been concealed. Overall, as a model in 2023, the new Royal Enfield Bullet 350 has all the technological advantages, but in the terms of build quality and finish, it leaves a little to be desired as a global model. So those are the shortcomings that I can think of, but overall, it retains that iconic silhouette, that classic design, and it will still appeal to you if you're a Bullet fan. So go ahead, take a test ride. This could be just the best Bullet ever to be made.